Hello, healthcare heroes. Welcome to the new episode of OneMedPro Pulse, your go-to podcast for all things healthcare. We couldn't be more thrilled to have you join us on this journey. This podcast is dedicated to you. We know your work is critical, and our goal is to empower you with the latest industry insights, marketing strategies, and tools to thrive in your practice or organization. Whether you're looking to grow your practice, connect with patients in meaningful ways, or simply stay informed about the latest trends, OneMedPro Pulse is here to inspire, educate, and connect. So, grab your stethoscope or your earbuds, and let's dive into the heartbeat of healthcare innovation.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take a closer look at some of the most fascinating developments in healthcare. And today, we're going to be focusing on Russia's announcement of the world's first personalized cancer vaccine.
It's certainly making waves.
Absolutely. And, it's kind of sent ripples throughout the medical community, and we're here to really unpack what it all means for the future of cancer treatment.
And I think, it's a really bold move by Russia, both scientifically and politically. And what I think is particularly striking is their commitment to making this vaccine free for all citizens and aiming for nationwide distribution as early as 2025.
It's incredible, and it's something that we're definitely going to delve into a little bit deeper as we go along here. But first, for those of our listeners who might not be as familiar with the intricacies of personalized medicine, can you give us a quick overview?
Sure. So in essence, personalized medicine is all about tailoring treatments to an individual's unique genetic makeup, lifestyle, and the specific characteristics of their disease. So it really contrasts sharply with the traditional one-size-fits-all approach of, many current cancer treatments. If you imagine chemotherapy, for example, which often impacts both cancerous and healthy cells, leading to, those debilitating side effects that we're all too familiar with.
It's like using a sledgehammer when you need a scalpel.
Right.
Exactly.
This new vaccine, however, is designed to be incredibly precise. It's based on mRNA technology, which has already proven itself with the COVID-19 vaccines. But instead of targeting a virus, this vaccine uses mRNA to teach the body's immune system to recognize and destroy specific cancer cells.
Oh, wow. So how does it work on a practical level? How do they personalize this vaccine for each patient?
Well, it all starts with identifying the unique antigens that are present on the surface of a patient's cancer cells. And you can think about these antigens like a fingerprint specific to that individual's tumor. And then that information is used to create a tailored mRNA sequence that instructs the body to produce those very same cancer antigens.
So it's like giving the immune system a mugshot of the enemy.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And once the immune system is primed with this mugshot, it becomes much more adept at seeking out and destroying any cells that match that profile.
Which, in theory, should lead to a more effective treatment and with far fewer side effects.
Precisely. By focusing the immune response on the tumor itself, the potential for damage to healthy cells is drastically reduced. And this could be a game changer for patients who struggle with, as we mentioned before, the often debilitating side effects of chemo and radiation.
Absolutely. It's truly groundbreaking. And speaking of groundbreaking, Russia's decision to offer this personalized vaccine free of charge to all of its citizens is pretty significant.
It is. It sets a new standard for healthcare accessibility and highlights, I think, a growing global trend towards this equitable access to these innovative treatments. To put this into perspective, similar personalized cancer therapies in other countries can cost anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000.
Wow.
Per patient.
That's incredible. Imagine the financial burden that lifts for patients and their families. This is really a major step forward in healthcare policy.
Absolutely. And I think it aligns with President Putin's recent statements emphasizing Russia's commitment to integrating these advanced healthcare solutions into their public health system and prioritizing the value of human life.
Powerful message for sure.
Yeah.
But what does this mean for the rest of the world? Is this a purely Russian development? Or are we seeing similar efforts in other countries?
Well, this is certainly part of a larger global push towards personalized medicine. And while Russia might be the first to announce a nationwide rollout of this personalized cancer vaccine, other countries are making, significant strides in this field as well.
Like who? Can you give some examples?
Sure. In the United Kingdom, the National Health Service, they're currently conducting trials for their own personalized cancer vaccines. And we're seeing significant progress in the development of mRNA-based cancer treatments in both the US and Germany, driven by companies like Moderna and BioNTech.
So this is a truly global movement.
Yeah.
And while Russia's initiative is groundbreaking, it's important to acknowledge that, challenges still lie ahead.
Of course. Developing and distributing a vaccine of this complexity requires immense resources, from, sophisticated manufacturing processes to robust regulatory oversight. And ensuring its long-term safety and efficacy through these large-scale clinical trials is also paramount.
It's a long and complex road, but the potential benefits are pretty undeniable. This is it's a pivotal moment in the fight against cancer, and I'm very curious to see how this all unfolds in the coming years.
Yeah, I agree. As this technology evolves and becomes more accessible, it'll be fascinating to see its impact on healthcare systems worldwide.
For sure.
And it's really an exciting time for medical innovation. And it's not just limited to the Western world either. There are fascinating developments happening in other regions as well, particularly in India.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was actually just reading about India's advancements in cancer vaccine research. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. So India has been making, incredible strides in this area. They launched Cervivac, which is their first indigenously developed cervical cancer vaccine back in 2022. And this is a huge win, considering that, cervical cancer is a major health concern globally, and especially in India.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like it's a major step towards more accessible preventative care. Is this a sign of things to come from India? Are they working on other cancer vaccines as well?
Yes, definitely. In addition to, preventative vaccines like Cervivac, Indian scientists are also deeply involved in the development of therapeutic cancer vaccines. So these are the ones that are designed to treat existing cancers.
That's fascinating. Can you give us an example of what that research looks like in practice?
Sure. So one exciting example is the work being done with a dendritic cell-based vaccine. That uses the Spag9 antigen. And this was actually a groundbreaking discovery by Dr. Anil Suri, and it's currently undergoing clinical trials.
So India is really taking a multi-pronged approach, tackling cancer from both prevention and treatment angles. This all seems to point to a global shift towards personalized medicine with, contributions coming in from all corners of the world.
Yeah, and it's incredibly encouraging to see this kind of global collaboration, with researchers and healthcare professionals all kind of sharing knowledge and pushing boundaries. It's really crucial in the fight against cancer.
Absolutely. But even with all this talk of breakthroughs in innovation, it's important to remain, grounded in reality. What are some of the major hurdles that we still face in the development and implementation of personalized medicine? Especially on like a global scale.
Well, one of the biggest challenges is scaling up production. So manufacturing these personalized vaccines is a far more intricate process than producing, traditional vaccines. We need to establish systems that can produce these vaccines, not only safely and effectively, but also in quantities large enough to meet the potential global demand.
Yeah, it's a logistical challenge on a massive scale. And then, of course, there's the ongoing need for rigorous testing and regulatory oversight to ensure safety and efficacy.
Absolutely. We need to make sure that these treatments are both effective and safe in the long term. And this involves, large-scale clinical trials, meticulous data analysis, and continuous monitoring for any potential adverse effects.
Right. So it sounds like a very thorough and meticulous process.
Yeah.
Which is reassuring, I think, for both patients and healthcare providers.
Yeah.
But beyond just, the scientific and logistical aspects, are there also ethical and social considerations that need to be addressed as personalized medicine becomes more widespread?
Definitely. I mean, as with any groundbreaking technology, there are ethical and social implications that we need to carefully consider. So, for example, how do we ensure equitable access to these treatments, not just within individual countries, but globally? How do we navigate, these complex issues of data privacy and the potential for genetic discrimination as personalized medicine becomes more prevalent?
Those are some really important questions, and they really highlight the need for open and honest discussions as we move forward. It seems like the scientific advancements are sometimes outpacing our ability to address the ethical and social complexities they bring.
Yeah, and that's a common challenge with emerging technologies. It really underscores the need for a collaborative approach, involving scientists, healthcare professionals, policymakers, and the public to ensure that, we have this responsible and ethical implementation of these advancements.
It's a reminder that, science doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's intertwined with with social, ethical, and economic factors that we can't ignore.
Yeah.
But in the end, the potential benefits of personalized medicine, especially in our fight against cancer, are truly inspiring.
They are. And while, challenges remain, the progress we're seeing is undeniable. And I think developments like Russia's personalized cancer vaccine offer a glimpse into a future where cancer may no longer hold the same, devastating power it does today.
A future where treatments are not only more effective, but also tailored to each patient's unique needs, minimizing side effects and improving quality of life. Yeah, it's a future that holds a lot of promise. Well, not just for those facing a cancer diagnosis, but for the entire field of healthcare. Russia's decision to make this vaccine freely available, it really speaks volumes about their commitment to pushing the boundaries of what's possible in healthcare.
Yeah, it's a bold move, and I think it could have a real ripple effect, globally. And by removing that financial barrier, it really sends the message that access to these life-saving treatments should be based on need and not wealth.
Yeah, it's a powerful statement about the potential for innovation to really drive social progress and create a more equitable healthcare landscape. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of personalized cancer vaccines, what are some of the key takeaways that our listeners should keep in mind?
I think the most important takeaway is that personalized medicine is no longer some futuristic concept. It's here, it's happening now, and it's really poised to revolutionize healthcare as we know it, especially in the field of oncology.
We've seen how advancements in mRNA technology, like those used in this vaccine, are paving the way for these targeted therapies that offer a level of precision we could only dream of just a few years ago.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I think Russia's commitment to providing this vaccine free of charge raises these, really crucial questions about healthcare accessibility and the role that governments can play in ensuring these, cutting-edge treatments are available to all citizens.
It's a good reminder that scientific breakthroughs are most meaningful when they translate into real-world benefits for individuals and society as a whole.
Absolutely. And while significant challenges remain in terms of, production, distribution, ethical considerations, and long-term safety monitoring, the progress we're witnessing is undeniable.
So what advice would you give to our listeners who are, eager to stay informed about the latest developments in personalized medicine and cancer treatment? What should they be, paying attention to in the coming months and years?
Well, I encourage everyone to keep a close eye on the results of these ongoing clinical trials and the research in this field. The pace of discovery is accelerating, and there's no doubt that we'll see even more groundbreaking advancements in the near future.
It's an incredibly dynamic and evolving field, and it's really crucial for both healthcare professionals and the public to stay engaged and informed.
I agree. And beyond just staying, abreast of the scientific advancements, I think it's important to participate in these conversations about the ethical and societal implications of personalized medicine. How do we ensure equitable access? How do we protect patient privacy? These are crucial questions that deserve, thoughtful discussion and debate.
Well said. Well, thank you for joining me today on The Deep Dive. It's been a really illuminating conversation, and I'm sure our listeners will find it, both fascinating and thought-provoking.
The pleasure was all mine.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We hope this deep dive has provided you with some, valuable insights into the world of personalized cancer vaccines and the future of cancer treatment. As always, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep exploring the ever-evolving landscape of healthcare. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to OneMedPro Pulse. Let's make this a place where ideas flow, questions spark discussions, and every healthcare professional finds their voice. Thank you so much for joining us today on OneMedPro Pulse. We hope you found this episode insightful and valuable. Remember, this podcast is all about building a community for healthcare professionals, and your input is what keeps it alive and thriving. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to like, follow, and share OneMedPro Pulse with your colleagues and fellow healthcare enthusiasts. Your support helps us reach more professionals like you and continue to create meaningful conversations. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Got a topic or question you'd like us to explore? We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a message on our website or social media. Your suggestions could inspire our next discussion. Until next time, keep making a difference and staying passionate about the incredible work you do. Now, signing off from OneMedPro Pulse. Stay healthy, stay informed, and stay inspired. Goodbye, and see you in the next episode